Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're doing the 24-hour reading challenge. I've done this challenge previously before, and in that challenge, I just did a stopwatch. Like every time I was reading, I would count the time until I reached 24 hours, and that challenge took me probably like 8 or 9 days. During that challenge, I was like, I'm never gonna be able to like stay up and like read for that 24 hours straight and just like stay up, read through the night, but we're doing it today. So yesterday I picked out the books that I'm going to be reading. Hi guys, it's Friday today. I'm actually gonna pick out some books that I'm gonna read tomorrow for my readathon, and this is just like a rough plan to see if I like actually make it through. I know this is a book that we're gonna be reading, The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I'm 20 pages into it right now, 28 pages. My thought process for what I'm going to do, I think I'm gonna have some Kindle books, so I think I'm gonna download This Summer Will Be True by Carly Fortune. I've gotten ads for this. I've read all of Carly Fortune's books. I might read this one when it gets a little later. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. It's like letters and it's very dialogue heavy what I'm looking at so far, so maybe Perks of Being a Wallflower. I don't think I'm gonna read all of these, but I am a pretty quick reader, so maybe if I really like put away all the distractions and I actually do try to read for as long as I can get through some. This, I think I'm gonna add another literary fiction, and I love Fredrik Backman's writing, and if I really just put headphones on, I can really lock in and really enjoy these characters and everything like that. So I think this one is an easy choice, and it's pretty long, so it will keep me occupied for a while. This one is Back to Being Characters. Cassandra Clare's writing is really easy to get by, but her chapters are really long, so this might be a maybe, but I really like the Shadowhunter world, so. And then I have this dystopian YA fantasy type of book. I also have another book on my Kindle. I have the first Bridgerton book, The Duke and Me, or whatever it is. I just finished watching Bridgerton. Just want to be in like a Regency world, so maybe I'll read that one. Here's a stack that I can choose from tomorrow. I have This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Then I have Heart Still Beating by Brooke Archer. Then I have Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book out of the Last Hour series. A Starless Sea, which is my current read, by Erin Morgenstern. Then I have, it's actually Backman, not Bachman. So it's Fredrik Backman, The Winners. This is the third book out of the Beartown series. I also have an audiobook on Spotify. I got this from like Stuff Your Audiobook Day. Between Ink and Shadows. Okay, Magical Contract, A Deadly Game, an epic fantasy with Regency flair! I think those are my picks. Don't think I'm gonna read all of them. I think it's a great lineup, and I think it will keep me entertained. See you tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It's the readathon day. I went to bed earlier than I normally do. I'm ready to start. It's 10:08. Ready? So here's our timer. I'm gonna start with A Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. Oh, I also have something to show you guys. I made this poster. It says, how many loves you get in a lifetime? I actually have 2. I don't know why FedEx gave me 2. They gave me a laminated one. I actually didn't know laminated looked like this. I thought it was just gonna be glossy paper, but she's an idiot. I need water first. My plan is very simple. I'm gonna read as much as I can. I put on makeup for your viewing pleasure. And I know like if it gets really late into the night, I will not allow myself to go to sleep without taking off my makeup and showering. So that's my like mental thing. Like I will not let myself sleep without doing those 2 things. So around 12 o'clock. I have 22 hours and 12 minutes left. So I've read for about almost 2 hours, and I am on page 231. I think there's almost 600 pages in here, like 570. I think it's time to make a coffee and to make some lunch. I am going to read an audiobook, and I have Between Ink and Shadows by Melissa Wright. Oh, it's not highly rated. It's a 3.42. I I just finished lunch. Time to start reading again. I actually wanted to see how far I got into A Starless Sea for the audiobook. I am 18% done with it. I'm 39% through A Starless Sea, so basically 40%. I think I can finish this by 16 hours. To give you a synopsis on each of those stories, Between Ink and Shadow. This is a YA fantasy. Basically in this world, there's this like dark magic society called the Trust, and then the kingdom doesn't like magic, so it's like this secret society. Nemona's father, so he owes a debt to the Trust, and so in turn she's indebted to the Trust as well, and so the Trust is trying to get her to do stuff. She is trying to steal something from the King's Central, and that's where we get into it. I think all like the lower Goodreads reviews, mostly because of the length of the book, someone said this was kind of boring, and right now it's a little bit boring. I can see how it can get boring. It's just an audiobook for me. Oh my god, I paused the time. When did I do that? I really paused the time. I was supposed to be done at 10:08 the next day. Okay, we're finishing at 10:34 tomorrow, okay? That's time to read A Starless Sea. I'm really enjoying this one. This one basically follows our main character, Zachary. He's a student in college. I think he's not undergrad. He goes to the library and then he picks out this book in the library and he's like, oh my god, there's like no copyright thing, no nothing. So he was like, what is this? Why is it just in the library? He checks it out. The checkout thing doesn't work. And then he reads the story. The story is really short and it's like chaotically like put together, and there's no like beginning, middle, or end. It's just like a bunch of short stories. One of these short stories is the story of his childhood. So he's like, what the hell? Why does this book with no author, no copyright thing, no like publication date, nothing, why does it have like my childhood story in here? He's just like really hung up on that. Then he goes to somewhere and then he kind of gets some more answers, but he's still really out of the loop, and so low-key so are we. So I feel like that's why it's really fun to be reading about it. And this story is like a story about books. There's nothing, like I'm not feeling anything right now, but I really like the way that Erin Morgenstern's writing. We're getting excerpts in the story about the books that we're talking about in the book. Those excerpts are really lyrical and like they have such like beautiful lines, and so it's really fun to read those. And then we go back to like Zachary's like what he's doing, and I really enjoy those parts as well because it's like you can like see the switch in those types of writings. I have the first coffee of today. I have a bunch of energy drinks in the fridge. I have like some sodas and stuff like that. Not the healthiest, but we're trying to get through this. We're trying to stay up. I think after I finish this one, I think I'm gonna focus on a romance. I really want to read Carly Fortune's new book. I just read this crazy line, and like there's just like these like one-liners that just come out of nowhere. But this is beautiful, but also really sad, but like not like characteristically, but like in general. A book is an interpretation, she says. You want a place to be like it was in the books, but it's not a place in a book, it's just words. The place in your imagination is where you want to go, and that place is imaginary. This is real. You could write endless pages, but the words will never be the place. Besides, that's what it was, not what it is. Erin Morgenstern. Book 1 is done. I have 18 hours and 52 minutes left. Really liked it. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it. I think I do like this better than The Night Circus. It might be like the same rating like on Goodreads because I don't think it's a 5 stars, but I really enjoyed it. It's just so beautifully written. While I was reading it, I went on Erin Morgenstern's Instagram and was like, what are we cooking up now? Nothing so far. I'm ready to start the next book. I have 3 books that I could read on my Kindle. I have This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong, and then Bridgerton, the first book, The Duke and I think tonight I will start The Winners. And if you're ever wondering what I'm listening to on my headphones, right now it's piano versions of Taylor Swift songs. I'm gonna start This Summer Will Be Different. I feel like I'm doing really well in this readathon. I'm gonna read and then I'll see what I want to do. I know I want to dry and clean before it gets too late because I don't want downstairs neighbors to be like, why is she vacuuming right now? And if I do clean, I will be listening to the audiobook that I have. Guys, do you know what's a problem? The fact that I have so many places that I track the books I'm reading. I have my Notion page where I do like little summaries and all my like in-depth spoiler thoughts. Then I have my Goodreads, and then I have a Storygraph, and then I actually have a place in my notes app on my phone. Okay. One thing that I will get mad at is if Carly Fortune has, I'm not the biggest like hater of it, but I know a lot of people hate it, but if she adds this one specific, like, it's not a trope, is it? It's a thing in she puts in the last 2 books, but if she puts it in this, I know the haters will come for her. guys. I just finished This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, and I can definitively say that it's her best book. That being said, I don't know what I'm rating it. It's between a 3.5 and a 4. I'll tell you about the plot. It's basically best friend's brother. Our main character, I literally just finished it. What's her name? Our main character, Lucy, has a best friend named Bridget. Bridget's from the Prince Edward Islands. That's like where like Anne of Green Gables is set in. I never read Anne of Green Gables, but I know the story, the adaptation story from Anne with an E. So they take this summer trip one year when Lucy's 24. She comes to the Prince Edward Islands, hooks up with a guy, realizes that's Bridget's brother, and there was like a set of rules like, oh, Bridget was like, don't fall in love with my brother. I really liked the past timelines from like 5 years ago, which is the first summer that they like met, to like the now, where Bridget's getting married. She's kind of having like an identity crisis, so she goes home to the Prince Edward Islands, and then she calls over and she's like, Lucy, you need to come here right now. So you need to come to the Prince Edward Islands, and then she wants to relive the glory days of when they first got to the Prince Edward Islands, so they're doing a bunch of stuff before she gets married. I really like Felix. I didn't tell you, that's the main guy's name. But I really liked Felix up until like probably the 85% mark, where I feel like he just wasn't trying. I was like, bro, like, you were so good up until this point, so like, why are you like falling down? But I really liked Lucy and Bridget's friendship. I really liked their friendship. It was so like fun to like follow around them. It's mostly like them being so close to each other and like relying on each other so much, because basically Bridget's like the only family Lucy has. Basically, I really loved that like dynamic in them, so I really liked that. I thought there was gonna be more drama between the best friend brother bit. Third act conflict was there. I'm happy to report, no cheating. Carly Fortune, she lives to see another book. 16 hours left. It is 6:30. I think I should eat. I kind of want to drink. I feel like I'm dozing off, like my eyes are getting tired. Actually, I might read Heart Still Beating. It's really short. It's like 300 pages. We have 2 books finished. I'm in the middle of one audiobook, so I think I might listen to that while I'm cooking, and I might clean. One book that we finished, and we have This Summer Will Be Different. She needs to fix these titles, because that one doesn't really correlate with the book that much. I think we read Heart Still Beating. 322 pages. Gonna go eat. What should we eat? Ugh. Is it raining? I guess it is. Switching pillows. We're back to the old seedy. I am 60% through the audiobook, Between Ink and Shadows. I did my cleaning and I'm very proud of myself. I think I should get on with reading another physical book. If push comes to shove, I can read the winners on my Kindle. And I also have another romance on there that I wanted to read. Oh, I also took out my contacts because it started to bother my eye. Probably at 11 or 12, maybe 1, we'll crack open a Red Bull. It's only 8 o'clock right now, and I still have 14 hours and 26 minutes. I guess I should just get reading. Oh, we're also gonna make cookies later tonight. Just want some cookies, and I thought that would be a fun little sleepover thing. I'm not that tired yet. Knock on wood. I can give you a brief synopsis. In this post-apocalyptic world, there was a virus in the glaciers that went out, and it's called the tick. It's like a zombie like virus thing. They've got the virus a little bit under control, and so they're doing this relocation program. Instead of like in their testing facilities, they're bringing them out to their families again, but they're relocating them out into the real world to see how they fare. Our main character, Mara, she is infected. Mara's coming back home basically. Since her parents are dead, she's relocated with her godparents, and her godparents have a daughter named Rory. Mara and Rory, they grew up together, they're besties. Rory's a human, she's regular. 18 pages in. I'll see you guys when there's a new update, because I'm just gonna be sitting here reading. I need to drink water, my head's gonna start hurting. In this post-apocalyptic world, they're on an island that's supposedly safe from the ticks. The ticks are the zombie type of creatures. The fully like functional treated like ticks are called the altered. They're what Mara is, but that that's besides the point. I'm just reading it. In the book, it says Rory is playing a Taylor Swift album. So if you were in a post-apocalyptic world, what Taylor Swift album would I be playing? Like if I know some secrets about like the island, and yeah, my best friend is basically a functioning zombie, like what Taylor Swift album? I'm thinking Reputation. It's either Reputation, Tortured Poets, and I think that's it. Because I think Folklore is a little too calm. We can't be calm at this moment in time. 1989 is too pop. Red, maybe? Red's a good one. Yeah, those are my picks. If I was in the apocalypse, I would be playing Tortured Poets, Red, or Reputation. Okay, good talk, guys. We're almost at 12 hours. In this book, there are italicized parts of the book sometimes, and it's like to show flashbacks and stuff like that. But in this state where my head is about to pound any second now and my eyes hurt, this is the most annoying thing to read ever. Book 3 down. Yeah. It's starting to hit. It's starting to hit my head. So maybe we make cookies. It's 11 o'clock. Have 11 hours and 39 minutes left. Finish book 3. I think I should shower at around 3 or 4 a.m. because then I feel like the shower will wake me up. I'm gonna fill up my water bottle again. I'm pretty proud of myself so far. I didn't think I would finish as quickly as I'm finishing it, but we're not into the night yet. I think I'm gonna make cookies. I think I'm gonna take you guys with me to make cookies because I don't want to be alone. Audiobook and cookie time. I also think I should be wearing these AirPods because I feel like if I put these over the headphones, it will squeeze my head and it will make my head hurt more. Being practical. If you're wondering why the lights aren't on, like these top lights are on, is because they flicker really badly. And I sent in a maintenance request. The guy came in here. He was here for like 10 minutes and he said they didn't flicker once, but every time I turn them on they start flickering, and he was like, call us like on the emergency line if it starts to flicker. Haven't called him once. Excuse me, you're in the way of the sink. Are you guys parchment paper people or aluminum foil people? I love me some aluminum. Not me just back at you guys. I think I'm only gonna make 6. Do you guys just leave them in the squares or do you push them together? We'll see which ones are better because I'm doing these ones in circles, half in circles, half in not circles. I think I can do it, guys. It's only 11:30. I mean, it's not even 11:30, it's 11:10. Almost 11:11. I'm gonna go. They're done! Now we have to wait for them to cool. Cookies are done. You're welcome. Are you guys cookie, ice cream, or cake people? But I'm an ice cream person. Starting How to End a Love Story by Yulin Huang. This is what the dedication is. Why do I feel like this book is gonna absolutely ruin me? For Zach, this is a love letter, and for eldest daughters of immigrant parents, this is a love letter for you too. 10 hours and 45 minutes left. Stop, this is so cute. This woman's a 31-year-old woman and she's on the phone with her mom. They're talking, the mom doesn't know what this pop cultural reference is, and then the mom says, what are you gonna make for dinner? Why am I gonna cry? Like, why is this actually affecting me so much? Because that is such an Asian mom thing to do. Hi guys, I can't see you. Don't know why I had to like be so direct about that, but 22% into the book. I heard this is about a situationship. So where's the situationship? All we know is that our main character, Helen, she is a writer and her books are getting turned into a TV show. So she's like in on the writing team, and in the writing team is this guy named Grant. They went to high school together and Grant was also involved in the accident that kills Helen's sister. I'm sure a lot of you guys know the premise of this book. I know that, and then I know there's a situationship. Let me just say, Yulin Huang, she knows how to write. Her writing's So good. This book is third person, but we follow around different characters. In my head, it's always like we're switching POVs, but we're not actually switching POVs. We're just switching the character we're following. In that aspect, it's not definitively said like, oh, we're following along Grant right now. I just had to throw that out there. I don't know why I did that. But Yulin Kwong, she's funny. She's good. She's writing like funny, like rom-com-y things, and it's really making me giggly. I really like it. Also, if you think I'm just sitting down, I literally read like this half the time. This is how I'm reading most of the time. I don't think I will fall asleep, but there's that. 8 hours and 37 minutes left, and I am, oh thank God. I'm only 57% through How to End a Love Story. It is 2 a.m. basically. I'm not tired whatsoever, so knock on wood. I love this book. I've gotten so giggly. I love the chemistry between them. I absolutely adore it. This could be one of my favorite romances in a long ass time. Yulin Kwong, her things that she writes and like the jokes that she puts in, you can tell that she is a rom-com writer. This is just so out of pocket. So it makes sense and it's so cute. It's just so they're at a flea market getting a coat rack. It sounds so stupid, but it's so cute that they're doing this. So Helen literally just says, how are you gonna transport it after they bought it? And then he says, carefully. Like, it's just so stupid, but I love it. And I love the transition of them like definitely hating each other for good reason too, like not getting along, to being like these like just buds. But I love it so far. Maybe by the end of this I'll be more tired and so I'll crack open a Red Bull, but not tired so far. This is sick. My heart hurts. Updates to reading it? 3 a.m. Oh my God, I don't think I felt this way in a long time. I literally have to go on my Goodreads to see when's the last time I felt this way about a contemporary romance. I think it was Happy Place, and that was like last year Happy Place. Like, I feel for these characters the same way I feel. I would say it's on par with Happy Place for me. Can I please get it together? Cannot believe this is what's happening to me right now. Like, it's disgusting. This clip is just me for 3 minutes crying about these characters and just realizing that I love them so much. I'm disgusted. Why am I crying so much? Is this just like 3 a.m. delusion? Oh my God, it's so good. I hate this book. Guys, this is not how I thought a 24-hour challenge was gonna go. I'm gonna keep reading. This book is so good. Like, I'm not even tired because it's so good. When is she writing her next book? I'm so excited for the Emily Henry movie adaptation. At first, I was like, you know, like book to movie adaptations are not the best. I trust this woman with my life. It's 4 a.m. 6 hours and 35 minutes left. I'm feeling tired. I finished How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong. Let's just watch. Hey, you know what? Screen record it, babe. Update progress. Finish book. I like don't know what I would change from that book. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's a damn near perfect book. It's almost like too personal for me to recommend it because that book is just everything to me. Cried so much. I think I cried more in this book than I have in Happy Place, and I don't think I've cried this much since, this might be a little over dramatic, I don't think I've cried in a book this much since the Magnolia Parks universe, and I read that back in February. It was to the point like I had mascara on, the mascara tear residue was going into my eye and it was burning my eyes. So I had to do my skincare really quick. I'm gonna go get the Red Bull and we'll debrief. Ready? Ooh. I can feel it. 6.5 hours left. Why did I think? I really thought How to End a Love Story was just gonna be some light, fluffy romance to keep me going, keep me awake in the middle of the night. That book was so unexpectedly so good. I think the last 5 stars I had, Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. Oh no, JK. My last 5 stars was The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. Compared to this 5 stars, nothing. But I really enjoyed that book, and so that is a 5 star. But this one, like when 5 stars hit you on an emotional level, and like I am the most soft person I've ever met in my entire life. I cried everything. I cried everything. So I gave you the premise, and that's basically what it is. The attention to detail and just like their whole perspective about each other. Top tier romance. Like top tier romance. I don't think like there's anything else I could have wanted ever in my entire life. I think Grant Shepard He's up there with BJ. Isn't that insane that he's up there with BJ Valentine for me? Have you been noticed? I've been wearing this House of Weather Park shirt. Like, they're just with me all the time. If Yulin Kwong was making merch for this book, snatch it right up. Oh my god. This is so yummy. I love a watermelon Red Bull. I'm like absolutely mind blown from that book. I don't know how I'm gonna keep reading for 6 hours. My eyes feel puffy, so I already feel like I'm gonna like close my eyes any second. But I don't think I can fall asleep without showering because I kind of feel gross. I think if that comes to that, then I'll listen to my audiobook and shower. Let's pivot off the bed. No, because when Yulin Kwong, she put that in the dedication, this is for oldest immigrant daughters, she really meant it. Update, 4:08 in the morning. I have read 1, 2, and then 2 books on my Kindle. I read This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, so that's the 3rd book. Then I read the 4th book, which is How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong. That's the only book I've read so far. I kind of want to read this, but I don't know if that's because it's so short that I want to read it. If I don't read this one, I won't finish a book. Like, let's be for real, I'm not going to finish this 700-page book. Are there any shorter books that I can read? I just don't think I'm emotionally able to handle this right now. Anything else, guys? Any recommendations? I could read A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman, sorry. I could read this. I bought this at a used bookstore for $4.95. But I bought this because I really liked Beartown, and then I spilled matcha on it, so I had to buy it. It was like my due diligence as a consumer. That book really took every like ounce of everything out of me. Like, all my emotions were poured out into that book. I had to buy a physical copy. Time to read. Just what we here for. Readathon. 6.5 hours left. Do you think we'll finish it? I think it's a possibility. Do I? I think it's on Kindle Unlimited. Oh my god, I think it's on Kindle Unlimited. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Everybody don't speak for a second. If this is on Kindle Unlimited, this is gonna change my whole entire life. Cross your fingers. Cross all your fingers and toes. It's not. Guess we'll read it the old-fashioned way. All I know that this is about a grumpy old man. A man called Ove buys a computer that's not a computer. Oh my god, he's actually a boomer. Please, everything will be alright. Everything will be alright, I promise. Hi guys, it is 5:30. I have about 5 hours left. I'm so tired. I started A Man Called Ove and 128 pages in. I put it on my Goodreads. That's around 37% through the book right now. And I am listening to the audiobook currently. I think I am going to shower. I'm gonna set an alarm for 8:40 and 9 o'clock if I do fall asleep to be able then to wake up and try and get through A Man Called Ove. So, if we fall asleep, we fall asleep. But I'm very proud of myself. I just think like at this point, my head hurts. Not too bad, but I see myself not paying attention to the book and giving it its justice. But maybe that's just the 24-hour challenge. Okay, JK. I think I can read a bit more until I really feel my eyes go. Guys, I can't keep reading. I cannot keep reading. Why am I crying at everything? I'm gonna listen to the audiobook. I'm gonna shower. This is done. It is almost 7 o'clock. I have 3 hours and 45 minutes. I think I will take a nap. Another book added to the pile. We have 5 full books finished, and we're working on the 6th one while I shower and brush my teeth and get ready for bed. It's almost 7 in the morning. Don't believe me? Yeah. It like physically hurt to cry at that point of the book. Like, my head pounding, and when I cry, it's worse. Just here to let you guys know, finished the audiobook. It is 7:58 and I have 2 hours and 55 minutes left. Gonna take a nap. I'll be here for when the timer ends. There's the readathon done. We have 6 books finished. I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll tell you tomorrow. And I'll have my ratings by then, I promise you. So, yeah. See you for when the countdown gets to 0, and then see you for the wrap up of all the books. I'm awake. I do not feel that tired, but 7 minutes and 40 seconds. I should wake up and read for the last like however many. So I'm gonna read the winners. Standing up because I don't want to sit down. Listen to this. You want to understand this place, then you need to understand its connections. The way everything and everyone is tied to everything and everyone else by invisible threads of relationships and loyalties and debts. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 3, 2, 1. Chapter 3. Oh my god, we did it. Oh my god, we did it. I'm gonna go back to bed, but we read 6 books. We read 3 fantasies, a literary fiction, and 2 romances, so those are our stats. Good night. Hi guys. It's been a couple days. I have all the ratings on my Notion for the books. I'm not gonna be very in depth on why I'm giving these ratings, because honestly, kind of blacked out at the end of the readathon. First book that I read was The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I really enjoyed this, and I read The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern probably late last year. I gave this a 4.5. I don't know if maybe, I don't know. But I said that I liked The Starless Sea a little bit more than The Night Circus, and I don't know if that's actually true or not. I don't know. Rating wise, I cannot give this a 4.5, but I really enjoyed it, so I'm sticking with the 4.25. And that might not make sense that I liked this one a little bit better than The Night Circus, even though The Night Circus is higher rated. Just don't even think about that right now. I feel like you can connect to the characters in The Starless Sea more than The Night Circus, but this one's a little bit more confusing plot-wise than The Night Circus, so I feel like The Night Circus is really like easy to follow along the plot. This one's a little more like thinky. I don't know, but I like the characters. I really enjoyed Zachary and Dorian, and I liked all like the other side characters as well. I really enjoyed like watching what happens to them, because it's so like the premise of the book is so mysterious. Like you happen to see a book that has your childhood and you're like, whoa, what the heck, what do I do? And then you like figure out what the Starless Sea is. So 4.25. The second book I read was This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. I've read all of Carly Fortune's books. I liked Every Summer After fine. It was just a little too close to Love in Other Words to me. And then like I read Every Summer After like pretty close behind it, and I was just like, it's a little too close, but like I liked it nonetheless because I liked Love in Other Words. I gave like Every Summer After like 4. I would probably put that to a 3. And then I read Meet Me at the Lake, which is the one that came out last year. I think I started my booktube channel by then, so like I read that in a video. I think I was being too nice. I think like I just didn't know how to put my opinions out there, but I hated that book. That book was so boring. It was so slow paced. It was just bad. And then I read this one and I was like, maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't like it, because I knew that if one thing that happened in this book like that happened in the other books, people were gonna ride at dawn to Carly Fortune. It was fine. I liked Lucy and her friendship with Bridget a little bit more than the relationship, because even though like that friendship with Lucy and Bridget, it made me a little annoyed, but like it was just at the situation, not at both of them. Felix was fine. He was like good, and like I liked the past aspect of the book, like reading about that, but like he was like a pretty like mid guy. Like he was like fine. He got a little bit better, and then he fell down. Like he really just like did not even try at the third act conflict and like that like 80% mark, and I was like, what are we doing here? Like you're literally doing nothing, and that's probably to like for Lucy's character to develop. I was just like, you're just giving me nothing. I'm giving that a 3.5 because it was the best one so far, and I liked like the dynamics up until Felix literally did nothing. Next I read Heart Still Beating by Brooke Archer. This is a YA dystopian apocalypse type of book. It has a hint of romance. The romance in here is between Rory and Mara. I liked that romance pull, because other than that, like I don't think I would really care. I don't know, I just feel like I can't really care about apocalyptic romance, because like I was just like, yeah, we're in the apocalypse. Like I'm just like picturing the dingiest situations ever. There's the altered zombies that are like semi-human, like they have all their emotions in check, they know what to do, they're not eating brains anymore. They're getting relocated back to like their families and stuff like that, and then there's like a massive divide and like, oh, we don't want the altered to come back. And so that's like that dynamic. And so Rory was like, oh, I understand where she's coming from, but she was a little like too intense for like the first like third of the book, and I was like, okay, whatever, like I get it. And then the the politics within this, it's very YA. It's just very basically like, oh my god, our leader's not doing good stuff. We have to do something. You know what I mean? So it was very mid. 2.75. Since the romance developed too fast for me, it goes from Rory literally hating Mara and then all of a sudden no more. So I'm giving it 2.75 for that. Next I read How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong. I love this book. This book, I need to buy a physical copy of it because it's just so good. I feel like this is the most personal recommendation I could give out to you guys because like I don't know, it just hits me on a deeper level, and like I know Haley fam didn't really like it, so that like kind of swayed me off, and like the Goodreads reviews were like a 3.7 or 3.8, and I was like, okay, that's not like the highest rated book I've ever seen in my life. I just went into it because I wanted to read it because I knew Yulin Kwong was the screenwriter for Beach Read and I Think People Will Meet on Vacation. I took a screenwriting class and my film major, so like I kind of like, I don't know, I just really enjoy that like topic. I think it's so fun. I was like, I think I will enjoy this. I knew that Helen, our main character, was a writer, and then I knew like she has a bad past with the guy, and I just loved the journey of them being these like enemies and like learning to work together and then becoming buds and then becoming more. I think I loved it so much because I love it when the male main character is just down bad for the girl. Like oh my god, Grant Shepard, he was the epitome of that. I love him so much. Like I feel like I hold, like maybe it's recency bias, but I'm holding him to like, this is BJ Valentine level and this is like Grant Shepard level. Like I'm like really into it right now. I think I like Grant Shepard more than I like Christian right now. That's Daisy Hates. I don't know who else could top BJ and Grant right now. Like I'm literally looking around. I mean, Julian's up there too, but like, oh my god, no, because Grant Shepard's low-key Julian coded. Ugh, I love this book so much. It's just so personal because like this is like Happy Place to the max. Like, you know how I headcanon Harriet as like the oldest immigrant daughter even though she's the youngest daughter? She just has a bunch of pressure on her. Harriet and like Helen's like relationships towards their families are like pretty similar, and so that's why I really loved Happy Place so much, and so that's why I really love this one so much. And I think Yulin Kwong's writing is just so well done, and like she adds like really funny lines, and you can tell that she is like a rom-com like screenwriter. Like the scenes that she's writing about translate to like movie, and you can like vividly picture them so well, and it's just like so fun. That's 5 stars. That's my favorite book right now. Next I read A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman. I feel so bad for this book because I'm giving it a 3 stars. It was at the point of the challenge that I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. I can't read and I'm not like retaining information. Granted, I did cry at the end. Granted, I did cry at the end. It's a 3 stars. It's very mid. Like I would recommend it, but I just think this is not Fredrik Backman's best work. I really enjoy the Beartown characters and like the plot and like the situation that the Beartown people are in, and it just adds so much like heartache to the story. And this is like fine. It's just basically like a boomer, a very grumpy old man. I don't know if I told you anything about this, but if I haven't, A Man Called Ove, he is an old man called Ove. He's very lonely at this point in his life. Then some new neighbors move in and something happens to the husband, so the wife of the new neighbors is like going up to Ove like for help and stuff like that because her husband's like out of commission basically. Like it's that dynamic, and we see like flashbacks to like other parts of Ove's life, and like you really like learn to care about Ove. I think the friendships that you can create at this stage of life, it's just like it really hit, and like you can tell like he's not surface level. He's not like what he puts out to be. So yeah, 3 stars. I might watch the movie with Tom Hanks. Who knows? The last book I read was Between Ink and Shadows by Melissa Wright. I'm giving this a 1.5. I listened to this on audiobook and it was like fine. It was very basic fantasy, romance, romantasy, YA. That book just very meh. 1.5 stars. I'm not really thinking about it ever again. I don't think I'm gonna continue with the story. I just don't think I'm an audiobook person because I'm just not retaining any information. It didn't pique my interest too much, and I was just like focused on other things like that I was doing other than finishing the audiobook. I think the narration was really good. So I'll give it that. But yeah, didn't really care. So those are the 6 books I read in this 24-hour period of my life. I'll see you next time. Check out my other videos because I don't do just 24-hour challenges, and this is a treat every once in a while. Reflecting on my time, I think I had a really good time. I only started to get really like tired and like my head started to hurt and like I felt like the effects probably around like 4:30 to 5:30. That's when like it really hit, and then I like pushed through and I kept reading, and then at like 7, that's when I took the nap, and then I woke up at like 10. I took a nap but I read 6 books, so you can't fault me. But then after the timer finished, I tried to go back to bed, did not go back to bed until the next day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Comment down below if you have read any of the books that I read in this 24-hour challenges. I really recommend you read How to End a Love Story, even though it's very personal to me. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!